Namaste, welcome to our PM Yasasvi scholarship orientation classes conducted by TSAT. Everyone knows it. From last week we are conducting a series of programs on these examinations of two stages. One is for 9th standard children, another one is +1 level. +1 means intermediate level. So as you know that, so NTA, National Testing Agency, conducted two kinds of examinations for 9th and 11th standard. This examination is paper pencil based test. There are 100 questions. Out of 100 there are 30 questions from the mathematics, 20 questions from the science, 25 questions from the social studies and 25 questions from the general awareness or GK. So as you know that, so we conducted orientation program for 9th class, that is over. Now we are in the process of orientation classes for the +1 level, mathematics and science over. Today we are going to give the orientation for the social studies. As you know that for the social studies, so +1 level the children is going to prepare from 6th to 10th. Actually 9th and 10th they have to focus, 6th to 10th is the syllabus which is purely NCERT syllabus. For this we will discuss the previous questions and very similar kind of questions, frequently asked questions, all these and concepts also. So for this discussion, so we are inviting the panel experts. Hiranya madam from SCERT, she is SRG and textbook writer. Welcome madam.
Thank you.
And Rajendra sir, Rajendra Kumar sir, he is also a textbook writer, SRG for SCERT. So welcome sir.
Thank you sir.
So today we are going to discuss about the frequently asked questions and previously asked questions in the +1 level PM Yasasvi scholarship test. So can you share your views, because already we completed 9th class, and what is the difference between 9th and 10th, what you observed from the previous paper? Hiranya madam.
Good morning to one and all. Now class 9th, when we have prepared, we have taken into consideration the lessons of the syllabus given from class 6th to class 8th, because mainly the questions would come from those three classes. Now that we are preparing for class 11th, we need to keep in mind that we are going into the subject specific. Like when you come to class 11th, you would be choosing the optionals. So now that you are in class 11th, you have already chosen, you have coming towards the social sciences. So we need to understand that as we go to the higher classes, the depth of the subject will be increasing. So hence we have to have a crystal clear idea. Now whether you have chosen the history as an optional or political science as an optional or economics as an optional, we need to go from the basics of all these subjects and have a clear cut understanding. So we have to focus on the disciplinary approach. So here also, as we have told for class 9th, the understanding of the concepts is very important. So if we understand the concept, the question however it comes, whether they twist the question or they ask the question, sometimes they'll just ask a very simple question like just the years or who has done it, what was it. But sometimes the questions will be as if like each and every distractor is similar to the answer. So that is the reason why we are telling time and again that the understanding of the concepts is very essential for us to score good marks in this entrance examination.
Okay. So actually in social studies there are 4 areas. One is geography, second one is history, third one is political science, and the fourth one is economics.
Yes.
So actually the children who are studying +1 level, they are eligible for this examination.
Yes.
They may opt for the different kind of trades like MPC, BIPC,
yes.
CEC,
yes.
HEC, MEC also.
Yes.
So who are opt CEC and HEC, they feel comfortable because they are studying the same social studies only.
Yes.
Whereas for the children who opted for MPC and BIPC group, so they may feel that. So already we are in the non-social studies stream. So how we are going to face these problems? This is a common question arises in the minds of the children. Yes. Can you share how to overcome this one, and what is the basic difference of this examination, and they are following the things? Rajendra Kumar sir.
So here it is basically, if we see whatever the questions are there, it is from the level of 6th to 10th, that is the
Yes.
major thing what you have to observe.
Yes.
Because of the questions are not there from the intermediate level.
Yes.
So that is from up to 10th class, all the students studied the same type of the what subjects are there.
Okay.
So that is what here it is for even though they are in the maths and science streams also, already they studied this one. So if just to go through once, if they go through this what are the subjects it is there, so they can easily recap the things whatever it is there.
Okay.
So I feel that one will become very easy for the students, it is because
Yeah.
of it is not a new thing for them, only just there is a gap that one it is there because of they have entered into the science or maths streams, that one it is there. So as per my opinion, that one it is very easy to tackle even for the science stream or maths stream students also, they can do well. It is.
Yeah, actually there is a remarkable observation is the questions will ask from the school education level only, means from 6th
Yes,
to
sir.
10th.
Yes.
So they completed their school education and they enter into the +1 level. Whether they have opted non-social stream or social stream, that's immaterial from, because they are not asking the questions from the intermediate level. So they don't feel any kind of confusion.
Yes,
So they will ask the questions from the 10th standard only. Just they have to recall and recapitulate what
Yes.
they learned.
Yes.
So that's a very, very important. Okay. So one more
So
thing.
here
yeah.
I would also like to add here that we advise the students whoever are appearing for this entrance test to read the lessons from class 6 to class 10, because they will be having the social studies textbooks. Even if they do not have the social studies textbooks, all these textbooks are available on the website of NCERT and the state syllabus also.
Yeah.
So what they can do is that let them get the textbooks and read all the lessons, so that because we follow the spiral approach, and whatever the question which is there in class 9th or class 10th, that has a base in class 6th.
Yeah.
So hence that will help them to understand the concepts clearly. So we sincerely advise our students to read the textbooks of class 6th to 10th class.
Okay. There is a basic question arises and frequently asked question from the aspirants who are writing this examination is, so the syllabus was announced by this examiner, that is NCERT, and mostly the children who are appearing for this examination is who completed from state syllabus.
Yes.
So is there any difference between the state syllabus and an NCERT syllabus? Are they follow once again the NCERT textbook, they have to go through the textbooks from 6th to 10th NCERT, or our textbook is sufficient?
Yeah, here it is.
Rajendra,
Whereas if we come to the what are the point of this, what are the syllabus, that one it is there.
Yeah.
So actually there is a little bit variation that when it is there between our what are the state syllabus and as well as the central one it is there.
Okay.
Just regarding history, if we see little bit added regarding whatever the local this one, the history of Telangana, like that one it is there. That is the just added one only, but otherwise whatever the NCERT is having, that one it is most of the syllabus we are having. But anyhow, whereas we will advise the students to just to go through once little bit some things which are not covered, it is in this one it is there, because of 90% we are following the NCERT, what are the text one only it is there, whether it is a geography or economics or civics. So here it is only that one it is little bit variation is there. So for that one, once if you go through the NCERT books also, that one would help you in the what are the examination it is there.
Yeah, as per state curriculum framework and NC of 2015, the syllabus of Telangana's state, that is at the time 90% of the syllabus is taken from the NCERT syllabus.
Yes.
Only few concepts are added. For example, for social studies there is a Telangana history,
Yes.
maybe
Our
Telangana
local
movement,
history
Economy,
like
economy.
all these
Kakatiya,
Telangana
yes.
economy. So like these are add-ons, but no syllabus, of course no chapter is deleted from the NCERT syllabus.
No.
So our textbook you can say comparatively it's conceptual wise it's a little bit of more than the NCERT syllabus, so nothing to worry. So we can follow the NCERT our textbooks
Yes,
as a for the syllabus books for the this examination. So this is a full clarity to about syllabus.
Yes.
So we can follow our Telangana state syllabus textbooks for the preparation of this examination?
Our textbooks are on par with the NCERT textbooks.
Okay.
And whatever the key concepts are there, whichever the textbook it is, all the key concepts are covered. And since this is an entrance examination, so mostly the questions would be coming from the key concepts. So they are covered very well even in our Telangana SCERT textbooks also. So children need not worry. But since it is a competitive examination at the national level, so we also advise the students to read the NCERT textbooks. The other advantage of reading the NCERT textbooks or the state related textbook is the same concept is explained, but the case studies would be different. The way it is put forward would be different. So anyhow, additional reading helps the students to score good marks.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So actually there is one more thing in the minds of students generally who are preparing for this examination. So when they follow our orientation classes from the last week, so in 9th class mostly they gave questions based on keywords and key concepts, most of the questions.
Yes.
Where can the same thing happens, because when we observe the mathematics and science previously, what we did as orientation of what we observed that, so there is a small shift from key concepts and keywords. Here the conceptual understanding questions, the concept mapping questions, like little bit of advanced and concept application questions are asked in the subjects of mathematics and science. Can we expect the same kind for the social studies also? Rajendra Kumar sir?
Yes. So here it is a little bit whereas analyzation method, that one it is means analyzing the things are there, means here it is instead of asking directly the question, it is there many more things are there where we have to the things that whatever it is there, either we have to arrange in a order or else little bit analysis is needed on that one to choose the correct answer whatever it is given it is there. Yes, definitely it is based on the whatever the conceptual understanding that one it is there, but as you said that one it is not a direct answer, that one it is we can see that one there is a need of a little bit a twist or a little bit analysis, that one it is needed to answer that what are the particular questions it is there. So definitely while preparing they have to go in the method of that one, not just like a by hearting it is, they have to do some analysis also on the whatever the concepts that one it is given.
Yeah. So social studies and general awareness both will be actually we can say as the both side of the same coin. There is a slight line between these two areas. So you can't say this is exactly from social studies and this one as from the social awareness or general awareness. So like how to differentiate these two areas and how to learn these two areas in a perfect manner. Hiranya madam.
So here when we come to the social sciences, the questions are based on the concepts that are discussed in the 4 areas as we mentioned earlier: geography, history, civics, economics. But when it comes to general awareness or general knowledge, whichever however you want to call it, there the questions will not be as much as detailed as to the subject wise. The questions will be asked the peripheral wise, and moreover they will be asking current affairs. So most concentration would be on that. But when we come to the social sciences, so the questions related to the content of the social studies, geography, economic, the basic core concepts would be tested. So that is the difference between testing of social sciences and general awareness.
So these are the few questions which was shared by our viewers. So before that I discussed all these things. So generally the questions which are going to be asked in social studies, mostly they are content based questions. Whereas for the general awareness they will ask contemporary issues or current affairs, like the questions may come from these areas. So these are a little bit different, but with the same kind of course the both will travel and sail in the same boat like. So a small difference of it. Okay, we will discuss some more things when we are continuing this one. In the meantime, if anyone have a doubt or query about either a concept or content or the examination system, you can make a phone call and our panel experts will explain those things. We will continue this session. If anyone have a doubt, you can ask them by phone. Okay. Now we are starting with the previous examination questions which were asked in the PM Yasasvi scholarship test. The first one is Coriolis is effect due to Earth's revolution, Earth rotation on its own axis, warm ocean currents, gravitational forces. So, these are the 4 options are given. So, Rajendra Kumar sir, can you give the
yes. So, here it is what is the Coriolis effective, that one it is, whereas it is given that one it is here it is a Earth revolution. Earth revolution generally means when we take the options it is given as a revolution, that one it is given.
Okay.
So, that one it is majorly we see the effects of the seasons, that one is caused by this revolution.
Yeah.
And the rotation on its own axis, that one is the correct answer for this one. It is because of this whatever in the rotation, whatever the forces that when it is act on the earth, it is whether it is a centrifugal or centrifugal forces, it is
centrifugal or centripetal.
Yes. So, due to that one, whereas some of these effects will be there, and as well as here it is of course, as we know that one day and nights also caused with this rotation on its own axis, that one it is there. Whatever the warm ocean currents are there, that one it is purely related to the what are the local what are the weather or climatical conditions, it is there. When it is whatever the ocean currents are, when it is traveling from one place to other place, it is there. The what are the coastal areas are there, that one it is affected with this one, it is there. And of course gravitational force, that one it is of course it is no relation to this what are the Coriolis effective, which it is in the general sense, whereas Earth is having the gravitation force, that one it is due to the revolution and rotation. These 2 things are there, whereas many other aspects are there which is act because of the gravitational force, that one it is.
So, here
we can see here the question is only about the effect of the Coriolis effect. So, here why is it caused? Because of Earth's rotation on its own axis. So, because of this, what is happening? In the northern hemisphere, the winds will slightly deflect to right side, but whereas in the southern hemisphere they deflect towards the left side. So, this has a very tremendous impact on the monsoons also. So, these are the types of question where one question will have a deeper understanding into the concept, and it leads to the understanding of the other concepts. So, that is why we are telling that you need to understand the concept, why it is caused, how it is caused. So, when we see any question, it is not just enough that this is a question, we prepare the answer. So, we have to even ask why it is happening, why is this Earth's rotation on its own axis. So, when it is rotating on its own axis, so what is it we need to understand? So, whether the axis, is it straight or is it tilted? So, these are the things which if you do not understand the basics of it, in the examination the distractors would be very confusing.
Here the question is not Coriolis effect. What is Coriolis effect? So, what is the reason behind it? For
it is due to
so we have to give the reason for it.
So,
first understanding of the question is a very important. And of course, you have to go through all the 4 options. You have to read the 4 options very clear. As general information is, you know, the Earth revolution, due to Earth revolution the monsoon will form, and the Earth rotation on its own axis day and night, and warm ocean currents due to climatical changes.
The temperature on the surface of the ocean water, at the equator the temperature is more. So, the warm ocean currents that generate at the equator and they move towards the poles, and the cold ocean currents from poles they move towards the equator.
So, here it is even if we see, means when the choosing of the answer, revolution and rotation. When for the students, when if they are not means if it is not analyzing in a proper way, it is a lot of confusion will take place in this one. Because of rotation and revolution, these are the little bit closer things it is. So, that is what a proper analysis of the question has to take
Actually,
place.
what is Coriolis effect?
The Coriolis effect is because of the Earth's, when we have the Earth, the axis is not straight, it is tilted. So, Earth moves its own axis. So
Okay.
in this rotation, what happens is at the equator, the Coriolis effect is more. So because of this, as the winds pass,
Okay.
when they cross the equator, when they move towards the northern hemisphere, they deflect towards the right side. So
Okay.
that is why we have the monsoon entering into India. When we go to the southern hemisphere, it goes towards the left.
Okay. Okay.
It's a closely related to the pressure belts, what generally we can say it as. Means what are the movement of the wind, that one
Okay.
it is there.
So it,
Yes.
so movement of wind.
Yeah, yeah.
Movement of wind is affected by Coriolis
By the
effect.
Coriolis
Yes.
effect.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Then now we will shift to the next question. The Belgian model of governance is innovative because. So here the 4 options are given. It has community government elected by the language community. It has federal form of government. The third one is majority community is led by the minority leaders. The fourth one, languages are not given importance. So these are the 4 options. So what is the Belgian model of governance? Why it is innovative? Why Belgian model of governance is innovative? What is the reason behind it?
Yes.
So, Hiranya madam.
Yeah, here we need to understand the way how the democratic government in Belgium is working. So for this we need to understand what is the background of it, whether the government is giving equal priority to all languages. If you see the distractors here, so mostly the distractors are here the language based, if you see to the first and the last one. So immediately once we look at the question, then what comes to the mind is it something related to the language?
Okay.
Because the second one is there is a federal form of government. So here when we have to understand what is the federal form of the government it is. So when there is a power distribution at the central government and this at the state level, so there is a distribution of powers. We have government at the 2 levels.
Okay.
So is this related to the answer or not? Then the third one, majority community is led by the minority leaders. So here to understand this question or to choose the answer for such a question, we have to be understanding what are the prerequisites, how the democracy, what are the characteristic features of a democratic form of government it is. So it is not that only those students who will be going towards political science or who go towards the social sciences will understand these concepts. Now I would like to say here, I don't know whether this is the right platform or not, but I would like to add it here that irrespective of the professions wherever we are, the democracy, the rights, equality are very, very important for us to live peacefully in this society. So it is a must for all of us to understand why these have come and what is the source of this. So now coming to the Belgium model, why are we saying it is innovative? One of the unique features of the democratic form of the government is inclusiveness. So
Okay.
unless and until inclusiveness is there, even the minorities are given due importance, the democracy will not be functioning successfully, because our past experience shows that revolution, the basic source, why the main cause of the revolution is inequality. Where there is inequality, then definitely the revolution would come. So taking into these consideration, the Belgium government has included all the 3 languages which are spoken by the people. There the people speak 3 languages, one is
Okay.
the Dutch, the other is the French and Germany. So there we have government at the 3 levels. Now in India and in America we have government at 2 levels, one is the central government and other is the state government.
Okay.
So under the state government we have the local self-governments also. But in case of Belgium, it is they have central government, and in the constitution itself there is a kind of agreement between those 3 communities. The people who speak these 3 languages are given equal importance.
Okay.
So there is an understanding between the Dutch and the French government, like if it is there in the central government, and in Brussels they have another kind of a government. So
Okay.
here the languages are given more importance, and here this unique feature of this Belgium model is that they give importance to the community government,
Okay.
where the 3 languages, even German people are also invited to participate in the governance of the country. So the Belgium model keeps in mind all the 3 languages people are given equal importance. So outwardly if you see that, the question appears to be very simple, but you need to understand what is behind it. So
Yes.
why is it important for us? So it is not that democracy means that we will be having democracy only at the government level. We need to ensure the democratic way of working at every place wherever we are working, in our offices, in our home. Even in case of home also, the home atmosphere should be in a democratic way where all the family members should be given equal importance, let them express their views. So it is not that we, whatever we learn this in social studies, the concepts equality, liberty and all, they are pertain only to the governance or to the examination. These are the things which we find the implementation of these values in our daily life.
Okay. So which answer is correct from all this, as you said?
The correct option is it has community government elected by the language community.
Okay.
So option A is the right answer.
Option A.
Yes.
Yeah. So it is a it has a community government elected by the language community.
Yes.
So this is the answer.
Yes.
So as Hiranya madam said, so in Belgian model of governance, they will give the importance for the all the three language community. So obviously you can say it has a community government elected by the language community. That's the answer. So like now you are going to shift to the next question. So here already we discussed even any examination, any standard examination, whether it is a examination for the school education children or examination for the intermediate children or graduate people. So generally some basic areas, that is they will ask to the when happens. Yeah.
When, what, how.
When, what, so where, these three. When, what, where, these three are very, very important. Generally we can expect 3 or 4 questions from the these areas. So here the question is financial year in India is from. So when financial year will start, that's the question here.
Yes.
So actually this is a debatable recently. So financial year is going to be modified because I think so, because of budget. So
budget,
recently budget, generally they will start the budget in the first week of February. But recently in Modi government, so it just say end of the January they started.
Yes.
Correct. So maybe a lot of things happens. It comes under the general awareness maybe. So but it's a very clear when in India when the financial year will start. Okay. Here the 4 options are given. The 1st January to 31st December. And the 1st June to 31st May, and the 1st April to 31st March, and 31st July to 30th June.
Yes.
Yeah. So
so here it is traditionally this whatever the financial year, that one it is there in India, that one it is of course at that time of even the British also, whereas we are having it is from the 1st April to the 31st of the next year.
Okay, okay.
So here it is as you said that when it is most of the countries at present they are following the system of the 1st January to the 31st of the December, that one it is there. So actually first whereas the student should understand what is actually a financial year, that one it is. Means here it is a financial year means it is the whatever the budget, if you see at the level of the government it is there. The budget, that one it is what are the proposals are there, that one it is coming to the action from the 1st of April, means from that up to the 31st of the earlier one it is there, whatever the month it is there, that one will close the accounts there, and that whatever the balances are there, that one will be carry forward. It's in the state of the business, if we say it as a. And then what are the new allocations are there, that one will come into the force and will be working from that one onwards. So like that one here it is a budget proposals, that one whatever it is there, that one will come to end before the day, and from the 1st April, whereas we have that one. So here it is generally even if you see traditionally also we have the Diwali is the whatever the financial year for the traditional people it is.
Okay.
Because of this whoever the business people are there, mostly in Maharashtra and even in Telangana and various parts, they will start with the Diwali also, but here it is for the government and for the RBI and this all the what are the financial institutions it is there. That one we have the from one suppose if we take 2023, it will start from the 1st April after 2023 and up to the 31st March of the 2024, that one it is there. So as you said, maybe some changes that one may take place because of internationally totally in the as a part of the globalization.
Okay.
Whereas that one they may change because of some difficulties are there when it is operating. Okay.
Yeah. So actually there is a different kind of year names are there, general usage. One is a financial year, generally financial year start in 1st April to end in 31st March, and calendar year, that is the 1st January to the 31st December, and academic year as a student academic year June 12th to April 23rd. So like for different perspectives, different
year is allocated.
So here the financial year means all the financial transactions will be done in a particular period. That period will be considered as a financial year. So financial year in India, so it start from 1st April and end in the 31st March of the next year. Clear? So very clear. So the option C is the correct answer.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Now coming to the next one, identify intermediate good. So there are some goods are given, that is a cycle, tire, idli, mobile phone. So which is the intermediate good? So Hiranya madam.
So here we need to understand what's the meaning of intermediate it is.
Yeah.
So we have in the stages of production, the final goods, the raw materials, intermediate goods. So what are these intermediate goods?
Yeah.
Intermediate goods are the goods which are again used for the production.
Okay.
So they are not directly consumed by the consumer.
Yeah.
Take example, we have toothpaste. We are consuming it.
Yes. Yes.
So that is consumer good directly. So when we consume it, when we take it, when we use it, consume. So intermediate good is again, it is used for the production.
Okay.
So now in this case, we need to see whether the cycle, tire, idli or mobile phone.
Yeah.
So the option would be B, it is the tire.
Yes.
So for the tire industry, tire is the final product.
Yes.
Okay, we have MRF tires and all that. For that industry, it is the tire is the final product. But again, are we using the tire directly? No. So this tire is again used for vehicles.
Yes.
So that is why this is intermediate good.
Yeah.
So we need to understand the concepts. So again, this will enable them to understand how the gross domestic product is calculated.
Yeah.
So this is a basic thing for intermediate good before going to the concept or the depth of gross domestic product.
This is very, very important. As you are intermediate student, so you are the transition period. It's like for school education and college education. So for graduation, so that's called intermediate education. Education. In a similar manner, what you said, it is also this good is not used direct, not consumed by the
directly.
consumer.
Yes.
So here this will be used in the production, another production, final production of that one. So of course what you said is correct. For the manufacturer for tires, so it is the final product for them.
Yeah, for them it is the final product.
But it's not consumed directly by the people. So they will use for their vehicles. Means here it's an intermediate good. That's so even cycle is directly used by the consumer.
Yes.
Even idli is directly consumed by the people, and mobile phone also. So here tire is the correct answer.
Sometimes my children will come back and ask me, idli is the good or what?
Yeah.
This is something which we eat. So is it good? So there they get confused. So that's the reason why we have
whereas we have the three types. Actually, what are the capital goods is the one thing, that one where means manufacturing of the more and more other goods, that one will take place from that one. Like machineries, that one we can take it as and the goods which are helped to complete the process of that one, we are calling it as intermediate goods. Which is helping in that one. Like if you take here, it is in the case of a tire, whereas to complete a car or truck, because of without a wheels we can't expect the car or any truck it is. So it is helping in that one, it is there. So as we said that one, it is a what idli is a good or what, like that one it is a, the last one we are calling it as a consumer goods, it is means, whereas it is ready to for the consumption, ready for the use.
Okay.
So here it is a idli, yes, it is ready to eat. So
Okay.
that is what we are calling it as a consumer good, it is a.
Okay.
So like that one, three goods, whatever the classification, that one there is a need. Here the student should understand first thing, that one too important, like what is the capital one and what is the intermediate one. Of course, anyhow the final consumer goods, of course they know well.
Yeah. So
but
if the children knows the different kinds of the goods, that is consumer goods, intermediate
goods,
goods,
intermediate
yes.
goods.
and of course capital goods. So then they can identify easily.
Easily.
So there is no
Easily.
doubt at
Yes.
all. So,
Yes, yes.
so this question is purely based on the concept,
Yes,
conceptual.
Yes,
question.
conceptual, right.
Yeah. So here option is a tire. Now we are going to shift to the next. The city that is close to the equator. So when you have an idea about the globe, then you can easily identify it. Sometimes you can by eliminating also you can find the answer easily. So here the four options are given. Of course, the city that close to the equator, the city of city in India, maybe the question may be
Yeah.
In
more
India.
appropriate.
Yeah,
the
in
the
India.
question in India, that's good.
Yes.
Okay. So
Because
that
all
is-
the options are Indian
of
cities
course,
only.
obviously, of course, all options are India, but
Yes.
if the question is given the city in India that close to the, because so many cities are close to the equator.
Yeah.
So maybe the children may feel that this is the only one city which is close to the
In the
line.
given
yeah,
options,
yeah.
they should identify whichever it is the
yeah.
close
So,
one.
there should not be any ambiguity in the
Yeah.
question in general. The
Yeah.
question should be very clear, so no ambiguity in the question. So, okay, anyway, the city that close to the equator is here, the four options are given: Chennai, Mumbai, Bangalore and Hyderabad. So, which option is correct? Rajendra Kumar sir?
So here it is before going to this one, it is the student first they have to understand the map reading.
Yes.
Means that it is either it is a globe or map reading, that one it is very closely they have to observe that one, it is which countries are near to the equator or which countries are on the equator.
Okay.
That one it is because of even we have the world what are the maps also, it is there.
Yes, yes.
Of course, here is the question is based on the India, but here it is we have the even the countries also, it is there which the countries on the equator. So understanding the map is very important, and it is not a by hearting one, it is they have to observe closely that one, it is which areas are near to the equator and which areas are far, that one it is there. So here it is when coming to this one, it is we have the option that one, it is Chennai is the near to the equator, it is because of the Tamil Nadu, and then after that one Karnataka. So like that one, if we go here, it is Chennai. Of course, the whatever the Kanyakumari is the last point for the Indian mainland, that one it is there.
Okay.
For that one, and which is close to the equator, it is.
Okay.
So that this one is the answer. Chennai is the answer for that one.
Okay.
Madam, if you want to add anything regarding
so generally
the
there are so many kinds of maps are maybe
Yeah, yeah.
political map,
Yes.
thematic map.
Yeah, whichever maps are there, but these are like equator, Tropic of Cancer, the important latitudes they should know. Even in the last time also when we were discussing for class 9, we just gave a suggestion to all the students to just note down which are the countries through which the equator is passing.
Yeah,
Then the
yeah.
Tropic of Cancer, Tropic
Yes.
of Capricorn, the important latitudes are passing. So that will help the students to answer these questions
Yeah.
easily.
So if the children by hearts the city that close to the equator, Chennai, there is no use.
There's no use.
No,
They
There
need
is
to
no
no
use.
use.
So if they, of course, they study about the equator and other things. And so
they have to
which are-
observe at least
observe.
the atlas of the globe, whatever is, and then whatever is available with them, then make a point how from which countries the equator is passing,
Yeah, yeah.
Tropic of Cancer and all. That will
Yeah.
be beneficial to them.
Okay. So now we are going to shift to the next question. The place that has equable climate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now just now you were asking that subjects like science and mathematics, they are shifting, there is a slight shift from conceptual questions to the application questions. So this question also comes under that category, wherein the students should be understanding what is equable climate. So to understand this, they should know what is the difference between the weather and the climate. So then what are the factors that affect the climate? So here equable climate, what do we mean by the equable climate? The difference between the minimum temperature and the maximum temperature is less. So where is this less and why is it? So the places which have the influence of the sea, or which are near the sea or the oceans, there the temperature recorded will be different. Why? Because the presence of the water body, whether it could be the ocean or could be the sea. So we all know that water has the heat retention capacity for some time. So the places which are near to the sea, they take time to get heated up, and they also take time to reduce the heat. So here we have the difference between the minimum temperature and the maximum temperature is less. So such climate is called as equable climate. So once we understand the equable climate, and then here you have to understand the location where Hyderabad is located, where Bangalore is located, Visakhapatnam is located, Indore is located. So here it is the location of the place as well as the factors that influence the distribution of temperature and how they are related to the climate. So if you see all this, the answer here is C, that is Visakhapatnam, because it is located near to the sea.
So equable climate, so first you have to understand the definition of the equable climate. So if the difference between the maximum and minimum temperature recorded in the particular place is less,
the difference here should not get confused that the temperature is less. We are not talking about the temperature is high or less. The difference between the maximum and the minimum temperature, if it is less, then that we call it as an equable climate.
Generally we can generally the people who are living in Visakhapatnam, so they will experience this thing here. Basically I am people from Visakhapatnam. I have a personal experience here, because so if you see this, and the maximum temperature, minimum, whether it is a winter or summer, whatever it may be,
sultry.
So mostly is same. There is no maximum difference of it.
It's sultry.
So humidity is more.
So generally we call means in the other words, if we take this one as a, we call it as a moderate type of climate is one and extreme type of climate is one. It's too hot in summer and too cool in the winter. That is interior parts of the country that one will be there. Like Delhi and other places it is because of they are very far from the water bodies. And what is the moderate type of climate, that when it is there, that when it is neither hot nor cool. Even I think as per your experience in Visakhapatnam, there is no need of any whatever the sweaters or woolen clothes it is during the time of the winter it is because of it is not that much very cool it is even in the this what are the winter season also it is so it is of course it is majorly what are the water bodies are there, that when it is acting on this areas it is that is what we are calling it as equable climate.
So from this explanation already, if the children knows it, the equable climate is will be there in the places which are on the banks of the water bodies, then so we can rule out easily. Hyderabad is of course Hussain Sagar is of course you can't consider the Hussain Sagar as a water
it is
body.
large water bodies. Large water bodies are there.
And Bangalore and Indore, all these three are not of course located on the banks of the water bodies. Of course Visakhapatnam is seashore, so you can easily identify the option C is the correct answer. So but here we have to understand what is equable climate, and so if you know the definition of this one, so this comes under the keyword. So if you know
the concept,
key concept. If the children knows the key concept, then they
will
easily identify the correct option. Correct. Now we are going to shift to the next one. And the United States of America joined First World War on the side of. So there are two sides. So in the which side the United States of America will join in it? Here the four options are given: triple alliances, central power, allied powers, axis powers. So these are the four options are given, Hiranya madam. So US joined in which side of the First World War, in the First World War?
Here you see that the countries are not given.
Yeah, countries are
If
not
the
given.
countries are given, then it will be very easy for the children to identify.
Yes.
Here children should know that we have many causes for the outbreak of the war. Either is the First World War or the Second World War. So one of the causes for the outbreak of the World War is the secret alliances.
Okay.
So the child should understand what secret alliances, which group it is,
Okay.
to answer this question.
Okay.
So Triple Alliance, when was Triple Alliance formed? Which countries were there in this Triple Alliance? And then Central Powers.
Yes.
So during the time of when the World War started, so these Triple Alliance powers, whoever were there, like it is Germany, Austria, Italy, they changed to the Central Powers.
Okay.
And then Axis powers. Again, these Axis, the same powers, the Central Powers, during the Second World War, they became the Axis power.
Okay.
So if you understand this, so that is the reason why even the last class also we were telling about we have to also keep in mind the chronological order.
Yes.
So if you see the chronological order, so Triple Alliance slowly turned to be the Central Powers, and then later on in the Second World War or during the Second World War, the Axis powers. So like this, if the countries are given, children will identify it very easily. So you have to remember on which side it is. So in case here this is the Allied powers, the USA joined towards Allied powers and fought the First World War. And they should also know whether the United States of America was as a part of the war in the beginning.
Okay.
So it was not there. So why did it had to join the war? So why did it join towards the Allied powers and not Central powers?
Yeah.
Because Germany, which attacked the commercial ship of USA, and the ship was sunk, the US ship was sunk. Till then USA was neutral, and because Germany attacked its commercial ship, Germany was towards the Central powers, so that is the reason USA has joined towards the Allied powers.
Okay. So in the journey from First World to Second World War, so there is just a conversion of one alliance to later.
Yeah,
no?
you need to
so
even
like,
understand the incidents that took place before the World War also.
Yes. So here Triple Alliance to Central Power, Central Powers
Sent
to
the
Axis
Axis
powers.
powers, yes.
So this is a way of conversion from one land power to. So now you can easily identify that correct answer is
Allied powers.
Allied powers,
Allied
which is
powers.
the group of means here it is, you can say USA is there, UK is there in that one.
Okay.
France and Russia.
These are the major countries who are there in this one.
Yeah. So for this question, actually, if the countries are given, then you can easily
identify.
But the names of the the alliances is given,
so it's confusing.
Yeah. So we have a lot of things to discuss, the previous questions and other things. So just we'll take a 5 minutes break and we will come back. Until just we will come back within 5 minutes. So if anyone have a doubt or query about the concept or the examination pattern, after 5 minutes you can make a phone call and we will respond. Our panel experts will respond. Until namaste.
జనరల్ నాలెడ్జ్ లో మన విజ్ఞానాన్ని మరింత పెంచేందుకు టీసాట్ ప్రత్యేక కార్యక్రమం చేపట్టింది. పలు అంశాలపై మనకున్న తెలివితేటల్ని పరీక్షించుకోవడం, తెలియని అంశాలపై అవగాహన పెంచుకునేందుకు ఈ కార్యక్రమం రూపకల్పన చేసింది. ఈ ప్రత్యేక క్విజ్ కార్యక్రమంలో మీరు పాల్గొనాలనుకుంటున్నారా? మీ విజ్ఞానాన్ని మా ద్వారా ప్రపంచానికి పంచాలనుకుంటున్నారా? అయితే మీ ప్రశ్నలు మరియు ఆప్షన్స్ మా టీసాట్ ఛానల్ పై నేరుగా సంధించండి లేదా ఈమెయిల్ కు పంపించగలరు. ఫస్ట్ క్వశ్చన్: What is the rank of India in the International Intellectual Property Index 2023? Option A 26, Option B 32, Option C 42, Option D 55. Your time starts now. The correct answer is option C, 42. India ranks 42nd among 55 leading global economies in the International Intellectual Property Index report released by the US Chambers of Commerce. India was at the 40th rank in the year 2021. The report covers patent and copyrights law, ability to monetize IP assets, and the ratification of international agreements. Morocco and Thailand at 2.5% each and Vietnam at 2.02% had the largest improvements in their overall score. Next question. Which country has launched a temporary salary support scheme and banned job cuts? Option A, UK. Option B, Turkey. Option C, Ukraine. Option D, China. Your time starts now. The correct answer is option B, Turkey. Turkey has launched a temporary salary support scheme and banned job cuts in the southern provinces that are hit by earthquakes. The devastating quakes killed over 42,000 people in the country as well as in the neighboring Syria. The government will provide salary support for employers in provinces under the safety of emergency. The government also banned layoffs in the earthquake zone except for some valid reasons. Next question. HT3385, which has been developed by ICAR, is a new variety of which species? Option A, rice. Option B, wheat. Option C, mango. Option D, sugarcane. Your time starts now. The correct answer is option B, wheat. Indian Council of Agricultural Research has developed a new wheat variety which can overcome the challenges arising out due to changes in weather patterns and rising heat levels. This new wheat variety called HT3385 is open to early sowing, escaping the impact of heat spikes, and can be harvested before March end. Next question. Dibang Multipurpose Project, India's largest ever hydropower project, is being set up in which state? Option A, West Bengal. Option B, Arunachal Pradesh. Option C, Sikkim. Option D, Uttarakhand. Your time starts now. The correct answer is option B, Arunachal Pradesh. Dibang hydropower project, which was approved by the central government recently, is India's largest ever hydropower project. It is being set up close to China's border on the Dibang River in Arunachal Pradesh Lower Dibang Valley district. This project will be developed by National Hydroelectric Power Corporation with an estimated cost of 319 billion rupees. Next question. Yamunotri Dam is located in which state? Option A, Uttarakhand. Option B, Sikkim. Option C, West Bengal. Option D, Bihar. Your time starts now. The correct answer is option A, Uttarakhand. Yamunotri Dam is part of Char Dham, the four famous Hindu pilgrimage sites in the Himalayas. The other famous Hindu pilgrimages in the Himalayas are Gangotri, Kedarnath and Badrinath. The state government of Uttarakhand has inked a contract to construct a 3.38 km ropeway from Janki Chatti in Karsali to Yamunotri Dam. The ropeway will bring down the travel time and it is estimated to cost 166.82 crore rupees. Next question. Unique Identification Authority of India is a statutory body functioning under which union ministry? Option A, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. Option B, Ministry of Home Affairs. Option C, Ministry of External Affairs. Option D, Ministry of Defense. Your time starts now. The correct answer is option A, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. The Unique Identification Authority of India has recently launched a new security mechanism for Aadhaar-based fingerprint authentication. UIDAI is a statutory body that was established by the Indian government in January 2009. It comes under the aegis of Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. Next question. International health regulations are associated with which institution? Option A, UNICEF. Option B, Niti Aayog. Option C, WHO. Option D, Johns Hopkins University. Your time starts now. The correct answer is option C, WHO. The first round of negotiations concerning the amendments to the WHO International Health Regulations 2005 concluded recently. More than 300 suggested changes were proposed for this document. The International Health Regulations 2005 is being implemented by 196 countries across the world. It is a binding instrument of international law that entered into the force in 2007. Next question. Which state is the host of Race Across India, Asia's longest ever cycle race? Option A, Sikkim. Option B, Madhya Pradesh. Option C, Maharashtra. Option D, Jammu and Kashmir. Your time starts now. The correct answer is option D, Jammu and Kashmir. Race Across India is Asia's longest ever cycle race. It was kicked off recently from Srinagar in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. The final destination of this first of its kind race is Kanyakumari, Tamil Nadu, covering a distance of 3,000.
Namaste, welcome back for this PM Yasasvi scholarship orientation program. Already we are discussing the subject of social studies for the +1 level. So just our panel experts, they are giving a valuable suggestions and information to you. So once again welcome back to our program, sir, Hiranya madam and Rajendra Kumar sir. So already we are discussing the previous examination questions. Now we are shifting to the next question, that is name the axis power shown in the map, and means which country in the axis power. Here the 4 options are given, that is, one is China, second one is India, third one is Japan, and fourth one is Australia. So there is some what do you call it as a layman about this map. They can say already Japan is clearly which was in the boundary, no? So you can say Japan. So is there answer correct, or go for a correct option without having knowledge about axis power? The student can answer as Japan, or which is the answer correct one?
Yeah, here if you see as you said that one, it is what the answer, it is correct only, but
Okay.
here it is one thing, that one it is in the presenting of what are the maps, that one it is
Okay.
in the recent years, whereas we can see the questions on the maps also, we can see in this what are the examinations it is.
Okay.
Of course, see here it is like this one, whereas the clear what are the with the marking will not be there in the what are the examinations, that one in the original this one it is there.
Okay.
Only it is for the purpose of the understanding one, whereas how it has took place at the time of the World War, how the Japan, that one it is started occupying, and how much area that one it is they occupied. For that purpose, the understanding this map is designed. So the same thing, whereas for the purpose of the explanation, whereas it is added here, but in the real examination I don't think this type of the thing will be there.
Yeah.
So here definitely, whereas here it is on the behalf of the axis powers, as earlier we have discussed that one, it is in the earlier question that one it is how the triple alliance it is changed to the central powers, and then the axis powers, that one it is there. Now in ASEAN countries, this Japan is it is in the group of this what are the axis powers it is there, and whereas here it is China, India, and of course even Australia, that one it is no more relation with this axis powers it is there.
Okay. So it is clearly given the red line marking, that is area under the Japanese control. Okay, in the spring 1942 boundaries are given in December 1941. That information is clearly given.
Yeah.
Of course, for understanding, for explanation purpose, the boundary is given, but in examination don't expect same kind
This
of
type of,
this type
yes,
of information will be given to you. So you have an idea about the axis power and about the First World War and the countries. Everything you have a conceptual idea, then you can find the answer. Okay. So
because of here it is one another question also can come like this one, it is into which areas Japan occupied,
yeah,
up to what extent that one has taken the place. So, here it is, if the map is like this one, they can understand, they can analyze that one, it is up to which level that one it is Japan whereas occupied that areas, or else what was the power of the Japan it is there, we can see with the help of this map it is there.
Okay.
So, that is what analyze means map reading is very important.
Yeah, yeah. So, in this actually in intermediate level, so they give, when you see the all these 8 questions, so we are giving more importance for the map reading when you compare. So, previously in the examination that is for 9th class, the chronological order is given more importance. Maybe few questions are given and from the chronological order of the historical events, what they here they are given concentrated on the map reading also. Maybe I am not generalizing, in every examination these kind of questions will come and like.
We cannot generalize, but only thing is because we had limited time, we could not discuss such questions for class 9th.
Yeah, yeah.
So here, whichever the exam it is, at whichever level it is, always the questions will be taken from all. So they'll strike a balance between all 4 areas of social sciences.
Yeah, yeah. So now shifting to the next one, 86th amendment of Indian Constitution is related to. So generally the questions may ask on different amendments of Constitution.
Yes.
So we have to aware about all those things here. Of course, here the question is 86th amendment.
Yes.
So belongs to concern to which one? So here the 4 options are given: Goods and Services Act, and the second one, inclusion of the word secular and socialist to the preamble of the Constitution, and the third one is right to education as fundamental right, and the fourth one, deletion of right to property from the list of fundamental rights. Yes. So there 4 options are given, which one is correct? So this is a very straight question, kind of a conceptual based question.
Yes.
Okay, Rajendra Kumar sir, which is the correct answer among 86th amendment of Indian Constitution is related to the?
Yeah, it is before going to that one, here it is one advice to the students, that one it is from whatever 6th class onwards, of course we have the amendments that when it is there in the higher classes only it is
Okay.
so very few amendments are there which are very important one.
Okay.
So that one only it is added into our syllabus also. So once while preparing of that one, they have to note down that one it is
Okay.
whether it is a 42nd amendment or 100th 99th amendments. So various type of the amendments that one are there. So they have to arrange that one in a proper order, so that they can easily they can remember well and answer this type of the question that when it is there.
Okay.
In this one, this 86th amendment of the Indian Constitution is related to the right to education, which is it is as a fundamental right that one it is there.
Okay. Okay.
Earlier it was not a fundamental right, it is added to the fundamental right.
Okay.
So that amendment has taken the place according to the 86th one it is.
Okay. So right to education as a fundamental right
To all the children who are born in this country,
Yeah.
till they attain the age of 14 years, so they have the right to get educated. So that is
Compulsory
why
free education.
Free
that is why it
education,
is a
yes.
fundamental right here. We should also know the difference between the fundamental rights and the other rights.
Yeah, yeah.
So fundamental rights are justiciable in the court of law. So if anyone is denied of the fundamental right, they can go to the court and fight for the right. So every child born in this country has right to education as a fundamental right, once he attains the age of 5, of course,
Yeah.
not below that.
So as for historical events, you are preparing a chronological order in a similar manner, especially for the amendments Indian Constitution. So they have to be numerical order. So
Yes.
what is the 42nd? What is the,
Yeah.
like what is
Yeah.
the 86th?
Yeah.
Like so when
Yes.
you prepare in a numerical order, so if they write this amendment concern related to the
Yes.
which thing, so that
So
then it is
here
easy
the
for them.
option B is for the 42nd amendment, inclusion of the word secular and the socialist to the preamble.
Okay.
So these were not there before the 42nd amendment. When it
Yeah.
comes to option D, deletion of right to property from the list of fundamental rights. So
Okay.
before this 44th amendment, right to property was a fundamental right.
Okay.
Now it's just the status of the right is only the legal right.
Okay.
So that is the reason why we are telling the concepts should be very, very clear to them. What is the difference between the legal right, political right, social rights, like this. So because we are at class 11th, so
Yeah.
we have to have a proper understanding of these.
Yeah. The students have a clear proper understanding about the different kinds of rights.
Yes.
Yes.
So which right comes under the which category.
Which category, yeah.
If they analyze properly, then they can answer the questions easily.
So here it is, if we take even almost what are the 100 plus amendments has taken the place so far.
Okay.
But here it is for the school education purpose, only very few are which are very important, that one that
Those
are there in
amendments are given.
yes, in the textbook it is there.
Okay.
So that it is maximum 5 to 10, that one it is there. They have to remember that one, as you said, that when it is in a proper chronological order, if they arrange it, and they can remember very well that one.
Yeah.
And along with the amendments, they should also note down the important articles of the Constitution.
Yeah.
Sometimes the question will are based on the articles and the schedules which are there in the Constitution. So as Sir Rajendra Kumar sir said that just now, only few of them are mentioned, not many are mentioned. So whichever the articles are mentioned in the Constitution, kindly I mean not the Constitution, in the textbooks, kindly prepare the list of it,
Yeah.
and amendments also.
Yeah.
So it will be
for
easy.
especially for the political science area, the children has to prepare for Indian Constitution. So different articles, different schedules, different amendments. When you prepare an order, they can
Yeah,
easy
they can
for
easily,
them. Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
So for history, okay, so they
Yeah.
can write the chronological of different historical events. In the
Yes.
similar manner, for Indian Constitution, for which comes under the political
Yes.
science area, so they have to
Prepare the
prepare
articles of the
articles,
Constitution,
schedules, and
the amendments of the
Amendments.
Constitution.
so then
Amendments.
it is easy for them
Yes,
to go
yes.
score the maximum marks from this particular area. Okay. Now shifting to the next one is privy pursue was
Privy
paid to.
purse.
Sorry, privy
Privy
pursue.
purse.
Privy purse
Yes.
was paid to. Here 4 options are given: freedom fighters, rulers of princely states, farmers, members of parliament.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So this is an is it an award, or is it an honorarium which was given to these people?
Yeah. So now here they need to understand what is privy purse.
Yeah. Privy
So
purse.
nothing is mentioned about it. So this question is related to the Indian freedom struggle.
Okay.
So after that, after we got the independence, so when we've got independence, the British India we had, and also few parts of India which were not under the control of the Britishers.
Okay.
So those states are called as the princely states. So many of the princely states came forward and they merged their kingdom to the Indian territory.
Okay.
So just to maintain their personal expenses, it's just like pension fund given to the rulers of the princely states.
Okay. Okay. So simply after
so
explanation,
yeah,
you can identify easily.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
but
So
to
it's a-
know that you should know. So
Yeah.
is it children get confused that way because it is related to the freedom, so might be it is paid to the freedom fighters.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes there is a chance of getting confused with the members of parliament also.
Okay.
So,
So there is a possibility to get a, of course, so dilemma which one they are going to select, whether it's a freedom
so unless
fighters
and
or
until they know-
rulers of princely states.
unless and until they know that that was given to the rulers of the princely state.
Yes. Yes.
And that's it.
Which was an agreement between the princely states and as well as the Indian government. Indian government it is because of up to that time just they were the head of one what is the state, that one it is.
Yes.
So definitely there is a need of some maintenance for them it is.
Okay.
So because of they can't lead the just like ordinary man it is because of they were the princess of
Kings.
Yeah,
that
because they
yes,
are habituated for the such type of lifestyle.
Yes,
so
lifestyle,
it
yes.
is very difficult to
And
them
they've
to
given
shift
up.
into general
They've given up.
common people human life.
Yes.
And they've given up their territory
Yeah, yeah.
to the Indian government, so that's the reason.
And it's a minimum courtesy to the government
Yeah, that
also to provide
yes.
okay for their expenses
Yes.
generally. Okay, so that's good. Now we are shifting to the next question. Like Pan America, like it is Pan Africanism is too. So people are very well aware about Pan America, but this is Pan Africanism. So what is Pan Africanism? If you know that, then they can answer this question. Pan Africanism is to, here the 4 options are given: unite all African people. Option B, increase public participation in governance. Option C, encourage racism in Africa. Option D, protect African natural resources.
Yes.
Yeah. Hiranya madam, which is the correct option among all these 4?
So here you have to again see what is Pan-Africanism is.
Yeah.
So just observe what are the distractors that are given. So first one is unite all African people.
Okay.
Second one is increase public participation in governance. That means African people should be increased in the participation of the governance,
Okay.
and encourage racism in Africa.
Okay.
So they should know what is racism.
Yeah.
So the ill treatment of the white race people over the blacks is called as a racism.
Yes.
So discrimination between whites and blacks.
Okay.
And protect African natural resource is the last option.
Okay.
So Pan-Africanism is to unite all the African people
Okay.
to fight against, because as we were under the control of the imperial country, even countries in Africa were also under the control of the imperial countries. So they also had gone through the bitter experience of colonization.
Okay.
So to fight against their imperial country, they wanted to come together, and as we fought for our freedom, even they also fought for their freedom, and they became independent countries.
Okay.
So option A is the right answer.
Okay. So here among all the four options, the first option, that is unite all African people, is the main objective of the
Pan-Africanism.
Pan-Africanism. Okay. So option A is correct.
Yes.
Okay. Now this next question, direct action day was observed to demand. So here direct action day, like some Father's Day, Mother's Day.
Yes.
No, don't get confused.
Like you have one
Yes.
more day
No,
here.
no, no,
That
not
is
that's
called
not
a
that.
direction action day. Don't
No.
feel in such a manner. This is different.
Yeah, it
So
is
like
different.
what I am saying is here direction action day means, yeah, this is also they will search which day it was.
Which day it was.
Yeah. So here the four options are given: inclusion of Muslims to Viceroy's Council. Option B, separate Pakistan from India. Option C, more wages for Indian Navy forces. Option D, include princely states into Indian Union. Okay. So here, so direct action day, Rajendra Kumar sir, which option is correct? How you are going to say why it is action considered as a direct action day?
Yes, this it is related to the Indian independence movement, that one it is, sir.
Okay.
So here it is Muslim League is one party, that one what it which it is established at the time of the this Indian independence movement it is.
Okay.
So whereas after many of the movements, even they followed they have followed Mahatma Gandhi's whatever the agitations and everything it is.
Okay.
But at last, whereas the thing that one has come, that one it is the religion one, that one came here as a barrier.
Okay.
So here it is the who are the Muslim League, they have demanded for the separate Pakistan, it is as the independent country it is.
Okay.
It is for the Muslims, whereas they have demanded for that one it is. Because of they feel that when it is the security of the minorities, that one is be the difficulty in the Indian Union.
Okay.
So that is what the series of the agitations has took place in that one it is there. The finally that one it is they have announced the day that one it is which we called it as the direct action day, that one it is.
Okay.
Means that is the final one it is. Yes, a lot of even violence has also took place on this what is the direct action day, that one it is. So like that one, this is the one of the way towards the formation of the separate Pakistan, that one has taken the place after this direct action day it is.
Okay. So direct action day leads to for the formation of Pakistan, which is separated from
yes,
our India.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
This is again one of the strategy adopted by the British government to delay giving independence to India. A momentum had come where the Britishers realized that no, we cannot stay back in India and continue to control over India. Okay. So just to delay it, then they have just started following a policy called as divide and rule.
Yeah.
So they created differences between Hindus and Muslims. Muslims being in minority in India, they were little bit had that fear of about their security and all that. So this was a strategy followed by the Britishers, divide and rule, which led to the demand of the separate Pakistan from India.
Yeah, yeah.
So even we all know that we had to, even the Congress leaders, Mahatma Gandhi, all of them did not like the partition of the country. but we did not have any other go unless and until we were ready to accept it. Separate Pakistan, India was not given independence. So at that time, Indian independence was more important. So our leaders had to give away accepting for the separation of Pakistan from
so
Indian territory.
Yeah, so the British people want to delay the for giving independence for the India. So they adopted one strategy, divide and rule policy. So it encourages the Pakistan people, of course the Muslim people, for the demand
for a separate state for themselves.
Country. So that on that day, that will be leads to direct action. Day. Oh, so separate Pakistan from India. That's the correct option. Okay. Now shifting to the next question. The country moves to NATO.
Move.
So, sorry. The counter move to NATO was counter move. Yeah. So what is a counter move to NATO is here 4 options are given. Southeast Asian Treaty Organization, next one Central Treaty Organization, this is Warsaw Pact, and the last option South Atlantic Treaty Organization.
Yeah.
So here what is the counter move NATO was?
So NATO, we need to understand, North Atlantic Treaty Organization.
Okay.
So when was this formed? After the Second World War. So we all know that one of the consequences of the Second World War, after war everything happened, the world got divided into 2 power blocks, one led by the capitalistic country headed by USA, and the other group, that is communist bloc, headed by USSR. So though there were not direct clashes between these two, but there was always a rivalry between the 2 power blocks. We call them as a power blocks. So each one wanted to become more powerful than the other. So it is a North Atlantic Treaty Organization which was started by the capitalistic bloc. So to counter that, counter is to against after that. So it is a Warsaw Pact which was signed by the communist group headed by USSR.
Okay.
So here they have to know all this and understand mainly the counter to North Atlantic Treaty Organization.
Okay. So so among these 4 options, which options are you going to select?
It is C, Warsaw.
Warsaw Pact.
Okay.
Yes.
So by US.
So Central Treaty Organization was also again signed by the NATO group only.
Okay.
So option D, the South Atlantic Treaty, or just because it is not few children who do not know what North Atlantic Treaty, what was a counter move, so they'll get confused because counter means it is opposition something, so immediately they might choose the South Atlantic Treaty.
Generally we use it in common uses. So what is a counterpart?
Against. So that is the reason why they have
North
here.
and South are of course opposite directions. So NATO, so they can say SATO.
Yes.
So NATO means North Atlantic Treaty Organization. So now it is South Atlantic Treaty Organization. So there is see, in the examination sometimes the examiner will pinch the aspirants also. To tempt the children. So if they know the concept, they can have. Otherwise, they want to use probably which option is correct. So like they want to lucky chances to that. Then they will choose this one sometimes. It's maybe a wrong choice for them.
In the question organization, even if they know North Atlantic Treaty Organization, so 3 options are organization. Warsaw Pact is not there. So they should know the correct answer.
So here it is in this context, that one it is regarding the Cold War after the World War II, that one it is there. Very important what are the topics are there, it is so students, if they cover that one, so what sort of developments has took place between the USA and USSR, why these 2 blocks are different. So that one little bit, if they are clear about that one, so what are the type of the questions are there, based on this one they can do very easily. Because of in the world events, this is one of the important incident, that is what are the Cold War between the US and USSR bloc it is. So they should understand that one. So based on this one, what are the type of the question it is, they can answer very well.
Yes. So the next question is, this is not the key principle of Panchashila agreement. So here 4 options are given: respect for each other's sovereignty and territorial integrity. Option B, interference in the internal affairs of the other countries. Option C, non-aggressions and settlements of disputes with mutual understanding. The last one, promoting peaceful coexistence. So 4 options are given here. So what is the key principle of Panchashila agreement? So if they know about Panchashila agreement, they can easily identify it. Okay, Rajendra
Here-
Kumar sir, which one?
Yes, here it is one thing, sir, regarding the what are the question that when it is framed.
Yeah.
Here it is a student should definitely very careful in reading of the question.
Yeah, so because it is
of
given
it is
as
a
not.
not.
Yes.
Because of generally what is that anxiety will be there, that when it is a very speed they will read the question and they will answer just because they will not go through that one, and even they will not go through the options also.
Okay.
Because of the first one itself, they will see that when it is yes, this is correct.
Yes. So,
So yes, simply that one it is. So these type of the which is a negative one, negative type of the questions it is there, they have to be very careful it is. So here it is regarding the Panchashil agreement it is.
Yeah.
So before that, what is the Panchashil? They should understand that what is the Panchashil agreement, where that one has took place. So it is very important between India and China, that one what it took place, that one they have to understand the first thing, and why the what the disputes are there, it is there in our what are the syllabus it is there.
Okay.
So to to reduce that whatever the tensions between the country, this what are the Panchashil agreement has taken the place. So here it is, if we go through all the other means all the options it is there,
Okay.
respect for each other's sovereignty and territorial integrity, it is the positive one.
Yeah.
So definitely this is the part of the agreement only it is there.
Yeah.
Interference in the internal affairs of the other countries, this one it is, we can very clearly we can understand that one it is which is not a suitable one it is.
Yes, yes.
Because of interfering in the other countries matter is not the correct one.
Yeah.
So that is what this one would be the wrong one it is there. So of course here it is even like a we can see the, if we go through all the options,
Yeah.
definitely we will find some negative sense in this what are the B option, that one it is there,
Okay.
because of non-aggression and the settlements of the dispute with mutual understanding.
Okay.
This is also the positive one.
Yeah.
And promoting peaceful coexistence, this is also the positive one. So only the negative thing, that one we can see, that one it is a B, that one it is interference in the internal affairs of other countries it is.
Yeah.
So B is the option what here it is.
Even when you read this, A, C, D all are invitable
Yeah.
principles.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
But whereas option B is not invitable.
Yeah, other three are the in the constructive way it is.
Yeah, yeah.
The B is the destructive one.
Destructive way.
Destructive one. This
Destructive one.
interference in the internal
Yes.
affairs of other country, no country generally accepts
Accept it.
So
Yes.
means the two countries will make an agreement, we will interfere in each other
Yes.
other internal affairs, means it's not possible. So
It
obviously,
is non-interference actually,
yes, yes.
but the word non is deleted here.
Yeah, yeah. So
That's
because it's a question is which is not
Not.
the key principle, so definitely it's a instead of non-interference, it's given as interference. Yeah.
Interference.
So option B is correct. Okay. Now shifting to the next question, is this question based on just now we discussed you have to
Important
clear write the
articles.
all articles, schedules, so amendments. So no, this question is concerned to the article. So article 39A of Constitution of India gives provision for the here four options are given. One is Lok Adalat, B Election Commission of India, option C Comptroller and Auditor General of India, and option D National Commission for Human Rights. Four options. So by the article of 39 of E of Constitution of India, which was among these four, which was get a provision for the establishment here.
It
So
gave-
Hiranya madam.
So Article 39A of the Constitution gives provision for Lok Adalat.
Okay.
So we have to remember these articles are very important. So there is no other way of other than remembering these articles.
Yes. So direct question, it's a
It's a
conceptual
direct
question.
Yes.
So article 39A is gives the provision for the Lok Adalat. So you can see directly option A. So no need to see. Of course, each one is
Each one has its
Yeah.
article, related articles.
related article. So it's very clear. So you
Yes.
can choose Lok
Lok
Adalat
Adalat.
is a
Right
of
answer.
course right answer. Next one, the movement that is related to the sustainable development is okay. So here Tebaga,
Tebaga movement,
yeah, Tebaga movement,
Greenpeace.
Greenpeace movement,
Mira Paibi movement,
Mira Paibai movement, and
and
Operation
Operation Barga.
Bagra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here it is in this one, it is understanding the sustainable development, that is which is very important one. Because of if that term, if the student knows well, then the answer will be very easy. That one,
Yeah,
it is
sustainable development.
sustainable development, which it is of course related to the economy, we can see it as a, or else even the environment purpose also. Yes, because of sustainable development is nothing but we have to develop, but we have to keep in view of our future one also, it is there.
Yes, yes.
Means without any destruction, that one, it is we have to give the future to our whoever the citizens are there. Here it is why this one has come, that one when we see, because of the what is the destruction that one it is taking place, whether it is environment that or natural resources, whatever it is there, on the name of the development, that one it is taking place. So in the view of that one, the sustainable development is one of the important one. So to protect the nature and to protect the natural resources, to protect the environment, that one it is some movements has taken the place. In that one, one of the important movement for us here, it is the answer, that one it is the Greenpeace movement which has took place.
Okay.
Whereas that one it is struggled for the purpose of the protection of the environment, that one it took place. So this is the right option what we have. The other all the three are there, which are the social movements.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the word sustainable development, as sir said, that we have to satisfy the present requirements and leave the resources for the future generation.
Yes.
So that is called as a sustainable development. So here the sustainable development is again a important key concept. So if we understand the key concept, then the other movements, the Baga movement, again it is related, as sir said, it is related to the social issue, social problem, so which was during our freedom struggle.
Okay.
So the farmers, the poor peasants in Bengal, they demanded to increase their share of the crop. So from 2 parts to 3 parts. Then Mira Paibe movement, where they demanded that even they have the liberty to go, because central government has passed an act to just arrest without any reason. So that curtailed the equality or the freedom of the people.
Okay.
Then Operation Barga is again introduced by West Bengal government, wherein the sharecroppers' interests were protected. So understand, all these movements, they need to understand
Yes.
what everything is. Then they can choose the correct answer.
Yeah. So here, what is the movement and what is an impact? All those, if you know it very well, then it's easy to identify the answer. If you know the meaning of sustainable development, then you can choose the option Greenpeace movement is the correct answer. Like you can easily select the answer. Okay. Now next, moving to the next question. Cold War was between. So this is a very familiar word, in especially at the time of Second World War.
After the Second World War.
After the Second World War, is Cold War is a very familiar word. So here then we have to know what is Cold War actually, and Cold War was between whether India and Pakistan, Russia and Ukraine, India and China, USA and USSR. So mostly the children can identify the answer easily, I think so. But
if they know the meaning of or the difference between hot war and the Cold War.
Yeah.
So hot war is directly fighting the war, and the Cold War is indirectly fighting the war by encouraging those countries which are in the war. So the countries do not come into picture, but indirectly they will be fighting the war. So this is again one of the consequences after the Second World War. This started the Cold War between the two superpowers, that is USA and USSR. So USA followed one ideology, the capitalistic ideology. USSR followed the other ideology, which is a communist ideology. Both the ideologies were contradictory, and each group wanted to be powerful over the other. So that had led to the Cold War.
So generally Cold War were between two superpowers. So after Second World War, so USA and USSR becomes as two superpowers in the world. So
Yes.
obviously you can.
So here if you see the option beats Russia and Ukraine, because the recent war, the
Yeah.
war is ongoing war between the Russia and Ukraine. So if the children do not know what Cold War is, if they know only the meaning of the war, they might say that now the war is going on between Russia and
Yeah.
Ukraine.
Now Russia and Ukraine is a contemporary issue.
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah.
The war
Yes.
between these two.
Yes.
Some of the children may choose this Russia and
Yes.
Ukraine,
Ukraine also.
So,
So
there is a
want-
possibility there.
So wantedly that to distract the attention of the students, that
Yeah.
option is given.
Yes.
So for that you have, so you have to prepare the examination very well. So as a layman, when you go for examination, okay, by reading for options I can choose the answer, means it's a very difficult, because it's a even though it's a multiple choice question, it is a 4 marks question. So each question carry 4 marks. So if you choose a wrong option, you will lose 4 marks. That's a very important. So don't go as a layman answer. So you, read the concepts very well and write the or choose the correct option properly. Clear? Okay. Now shifting to the next. The area of unipolar
Era.
world
Era of
began.
Era, sir.
So,
The
okay.
era of
Okay, sorry. The era of unipolar world began with. So here 4 options are given. One is withdrawal of Russia from the First World War, disintegration of USSR, formation of USSR, introduction of liberal policies in capitalist countries. So the era of unipolar world began.
So here it is once again this one it is related with the Cold War only it is.
Okay.
Because of here it is what is the Cold War, that one it is which was begun after the Second World War.
Okay.
After the when the British domination has come down and the USA, that one it is formed the blocks it is. We can see the 2 blocks, USA block and USSR block it is.
Okay.
Actually Russia was the single country which was before the this world wars it
World
was,
wars.
but later on this what are the communistic countries are there, means those who followed the ideology of the communism, that one it is there.
Okay.
They have formed like one block which we called it as a USSR it is.
Okay.
So it is why they have blocked means they have formed as a blocks means to protect themselves from the other the capitalistic one it is
Okay.
there. So in this one whatever the earlier we have taken a term, that one Cold War has taken the place. Cold War is nothing but it is like a war like a situation.
Okay.
Means at that time means in the 60s and 70s, whereas we see that when it is the whatever the situation was like that, the war can take place at any time.
Okay.
Because of the movement of the warships and these all the things that took place.
Okay.
So here it is but here it is one important incident that one took place, that one it is due to the various reasons the disintegration of the USSR has took place.
Okay.
Means many of the countries that one they came out of the this whatever the USSR it is there, from that union they came out.
Okay. Okay.
So like that one slowly the group that one which was formed with the socialistic ideology, that one it is there, USSR disintegrated and just the Russia remained it is.
Okay.
So that one made a lot of variation in the history it is. After the World War, this one it is a very important change that one took place. Because of the various, here it is the people ambition in that countries can be take place. Due to that one where they don't want to continue in that what are the block, that one which we called it as a USSR, and they followed the different some followed the democratic what are the ruling it is there, and some of course even they switched towards the capitalistic also. Some they have taken the mixed type of the economy also. So like this one which was an important incident in the world history it is.
Okay. So the era of unipolar world begins with the disintegration of USSR.
Yes, sir.
So
Is that correct?
till then it was bipolar world. Bipolar means two. Bi means two.
Yeah.
So that polarization, countries being on either side, either on a capitalistic bloc or on the communistic bloc.
Yeah.
So that time the world was bipolar world, and after the disintegration of USSR, the world became unipolar world.
Okay.
So that is.
Okay. Now we are shifting to the next one. That is the time at prime meridian is 2 p.m. What would be the time at 72 degrees east longitude? So here just okay, small calculation of
Application
longitude and
method it is.
yeah,
Application
application question.
means here it is majorly the students should understand the first what regarding the meridians.
Yes.
What is a prime meridian, that one they should understand that one, and the importance of that one related to the time that what it is given it is.
Yeah.
So it is a generally if we see to cross what are the one longitude that one it is there, it will take 4 minutes of the time that one it is there.
Okay.
So it is a prime meridian means nothing but it is the 0 degree longitude it is
Okay.
there. So from the 0 degree to 72 degrees of the east.
Okay.
Once again here it is a twist that one it is there. Why it is east and the west that one it is there.
Okay.
East is it is the towards the +1 it is there. Means
Okay.
what are the time that one it is there will be advanced.
Okay.
The same thing if we go towards the 72 degrees of the west, there that one it is the will be in the negative one it is there.
Okay. Okay.
So like that one, whereas here it is to calculate that one it is there, we have to calculate the 72 degrees into the 4 minutes of the
Yeah.
time.
Okay. Okay.
So here it
As
is
1 degree longitude increases towards east.
east.
So
There's a
towards
time
east is a
difference is
plus.
plus
4 minutes.
Yeah.
Plus 4 minutes
Plus
will
4
be
minutes.
added.
Yes, 4
Yes.
minutes will be
Yeah.
added.
So here 2, it's a time is 2.
2 p.m. Yes.
Time is 2.
Huh.
Yeah.
And 72 degrees means 72 of 4,
Yes.
Yes.
which is 288.
Yes.
So that is
So,
288,
288 minutes.
Yes.
So we have to if you want to convert into
We
Hours.
have to
hours,
divide.
You
so
need
we
to
have to
con-
divide with 60.
60. Yes.
So see 64 is okay, for 240 means and 48 minutes. 4 hours
Yes.
48 minutes.
48 minutes.
So you have to add 4 hours 48
40
minutes
minutes to the-
to 2 means 2 plus 4 hours 48 minutes. So you can it is say 6 hours 48 minutes. So you can say as
Is it AM or
6
PM?
48, but of 2 this is PM.
Huh.
Yeah.
So this obviously this one
Obviously.
is 6 hours 48
48
minutes
PM.
PM.
So this is the option.
Yeah.
B is the correct answer. So this kind of calculation the children
Should do it.
will do it, and of course if they have a good touch with this calculation, in the mind only he can calculate
He can
easily.
calculate.
Yeah. 72, yeah, 72 fours,
Yes.
280.
The primary thing that one it is, they should know that one it is a 1 longitude, how much the time variation.
that's very
is.
important.
4 minutes time
Ah,
difference. And the other important thing is, as you move towards the
yeah.
east
Towards
longitude,
east
the
or
time
towards
will
the
be,
west.
you need to add the time. If you move towards the west, you have to subtract.
Yeah.
So from prime meridian, that we call that as GMT also, Greenwich Mean Time.
Okay. So this property should know by the student. Then
Yes.
only you can say here two important things. One is for moving for each degree longitude. So there is a difference of 4 minutes.
4 minutes.
4
And
minutes.
the second one, when it moves towards east, so it's a plus,
Plus.
Yes.
and towards west, so it is
It's
minus.
minus.
So
Yes.
if the student calculate the
Calculate.
Yes.
time accurately, yes.
Sir, actually here we should note the other thing also. Here if you observe on the screen, it is given as 12 hours clock.
Okay.
This can be given even 24 hours also.
Okay.
So in that case, like in 24 hours, now the answer.
Yeah, yeah.
The child should be able to answer it in 24 hours also. So it is 6:48. So it will be 18 hours.
Yeah, yeah.
18:40.
But actually given time is 2 p.m. means here it is 12
Huh,
hours.
but
Yeah,
the
yeah,
same
yeah.
thing
Yeah,
I'm
if it is
telling.
given as 14.
14. That's what
14.
I'm telling you.
Then correct.
Yeah. If
So
it is given it as 14.
Then 14, so they won't mention as PM or
PM or AM. So the
yeah.
question can be asked either in 24 hours or 12 hours.
Yes, yes.
So that's what I'm telling.
yeah. So
The
that's
child
a-
should also know those 24 hours calculation.
you
also.
have this is also a very important thing. The children can notice this one.
Yes.
So,
Yeah. So that 2 PM, what we are saying, it can be asked as 14 hours
yeah,
also.
yeah, yeah. Then if it is 14 hours, then
Then
it
it
will
will
be 18 hours. 18 hours,
18 hours,
48
48
48
minutes.
Yes.
Otherwise 6 plus you can add 6:48 plus 12. That
that's
is
what-
simply 18 hours 48 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah. Now shifting to the next question is identify the cyclical renewable resources. So here 4 options are given here: wind, water, solar energy and tides. Cyclic and renewable.
Renewable.
Renewable resources.
Yes.
So if they know what are the renewable resources and which are not renewable resources, then they have to add which are in cyclic process.
Yes.
So these two things the children know about to this. Rajendra Kumar sir, can you say which among these sources?
Here it is a little bit confusion, sir. Here it is generally they will see only the renewable.
Okay.
They won't, whereas a C cyclical or that one it is generally the students will ignore, because of majorly they will see only the renewable and non-renewable, that one is there. So here it is the wind energy. It's whereas renewable energy means here it is it's a natural resource, that one is, whereas wherever the wind power wind is there, wind power can be produced, that one it is there. But here it is the same wind may not come over here again and again. In the same way, whereas
cyclical
process it is. But here it is whereas when we take the water, that whatever the hydroelectricity that when it is which we are producing, it is
hydroelectric power.
Yes, the same whatever the water it is there, that one can be once again the reverse, and that one can be used for the production of the electricity.
And also that why we are saying this is because water is a renewable cyclic, because the water move, like they have studied about the hydrological cycle or the water cycle. So it moves, it changes from liquid to gaseous state and gaseous to again liquid, and also it moves from oceans to land and again from land to oceans in the evaporation state. So that is the cyclical process. So
mostly wind, water, solar energy, tides, all
are renewable.
All are renewable
only.
So they have to identify which is cyclical. That's
so the water is cyclical.
Very familiar word is water cycle. So means water will comes under the cyclic. So basically they are renewable resources. So they can say water is the correct answer. Like
generally here in this question the student will say that one, no, all the 4 answers are correct.
Okay. There is a possibility. Yes.
Because of all the 4 are correct, but whereas little bit if we see towards the the water cycle, that one it is there, a little bit if they can understand that one, yes, this one can be answered. So the answer is the water is the answer for this one.
So when you consider renewable resources, all 4 are correct. But it is which is cyclic also means the water only. So that's a very important. So see the question here, they will test your conceptual understanding. So and the very important. And here one more, your presence of mind also. They have to read the question properly. So renewable resources means here generally they won't see what the complete word cyclic renewable resources. So they have to read the question completely, then they come to a conclusion which is the correct option. Okay. Now the next one. So salinity is affected by, so actually it is a little bit of physics concepts also there here. Centrifugal force, centripetal force, atmospheric pressure and continental slope. So the child, of course, students should know all these 4 concepts, then only they can say salinity is affected by.
But before that they should know what salinity is.
That's also very important.
So the salinity is the amount of salts dissolved in water. Parts per thousand we say. So how much of the salt it is dissolved, that is called as the salinity, which is
salinity.
there. Salinity, that is in the sea water and in the ocean water. So now that salinity, what are the factors that affect the salinity? So first we should know what is centrifugal force. So in the rotation, the centrifugal force, what happens is it moves away. Then next comes the centripetal. So the centripetal force is where the object, it comes nearer to the center.
Towards the center.
Towards the center. That is centripetal force. So they should know what is atmospheric pressure. So the atmospheric pressure is there in the atmosphere where the force is exerted on one particular object in the atmosphere, that we call it as a atmospheric pressure. Then continental slope. Now what is this continental slope? This continental slope is one of the relief features of the ocean. So unless until they know, it is relief feature of the ocean, So that will not affect the salinity. As we have landforms on the land, like we have plains, plateaus, mountains and all, these are the landforms. So ocean relief also has different landforms. The continental slope is one of the relief features of the ocean.
Okay.
So if we understand all this word, then they will be able to answer the question. So here the right answer is centrifugal force.
Okay. Okay.
So the salinity is influenced by the centrifugal force.
Okay. Actually, basic definitions are just now you said. So centrifugal force means the force which act away from the center.
Yeah, away from
Yeah.
the center.
Yeah.
Yes.
So generally you know that, and the centrifugal force means washing machines are just,
Yeah.
and in physics
Yes.
we can say
Yeah.
all these works on the centrifugal forces only. Whereas centrifugal force means so when you take a buttermilk, when let's take when I explain.
Goes
Yeah.
So that's the centripetal force. Of course, even the electrons are revolving around the nucleus also comes under the
Comes under
centripetal
the
force.
same centripetal.
All these things will be can explain, but in point of social studies,
And
in
the
point of the
salinity.
Salinity is
So
important.
which
that's
force?
very very important.
So whether it is centrifugal or centripetal.
Yeah,
So the answer is the centrifugal force.
centrifugal force for the cause of salinity.
Yes.
So that's which is affected. So that's centrifugal force. Okay, now come to the next. The industry that is the industry that suited to the cooperative sector. So the jute industry, synthetic textile industry, silk textile industry, sugar industry. So for if you take it as a cooperative sector, which industry is suited for this cooperative sector? So here four industries are given here. One is jute industry, second one is synthetic textile industry, a third one is silk textile industry, and the fourth one is sugar industry. Rajendra Kumar sir, can you say about this one?
Yes, here it is the first foremost important one regarding the cooperative sector it is.
Yeah.
Because of in India from the time of the British we have the what are the sort of the cooperative the sectors that one it is there.
Okay.
Of course, it is strengthened even during the when we have taken this what are the socialism that one it is as a part of the economy that one it is.
Okay.
Even after that one also the cooperative sector is very strengthened one it is.
Yeah.
And here it is the cooperative sector is very important for the development of an economy.
Yeah.
Because of here it is the cooperation between, of course the meaning itself, the cooperation between the whether it is a people or whether it is a farmers, whatever it may be.
Yes. Yes.
So it is in this context here it is from the beginning some sort of cooperative what are the farming that one has taken the place in India it is.
Okay.
In certain parts of the countries it is. Here it is in the industry wise if we see sugar is one of the important sugarcane is important crop that one which took place in the central parts and even wherever the black soils that one it is there. So there the establishment of the sugar mills has taken the place. There this what are the cooperative type of the what are the agriculture has taken the place, and as well as even the establishment of the sugar mills also took place under this cooperative sector
Yes.
it is
Yes.
there.
Yes.
So whereas which is benefited to the mostly to the farmers that one has taken
Yeah,
the
yeah.
place. So here it is historically if we see the other what are the sectors like jute industry and what are the synthetic textile silk textiles there this one it is not developed, and one more thing that one it is this sugar industry is a little bit large one it is.
Yes, yes.
A very small if we take towards the jute industry even it can be the small one.
Okay.
But here it is the sugar one it is there little bit needed of more capital one it is there. So that is what under the cooperative societies this one has been established it is.
Yeah.
So
So actually this question comes under the recent news also, because what's the concern means here, generally we have observing there are so many sugar factories which is which work under the cooperative sector.
society.
So
Yes,
mostly
yes.
most of them.
Yeah,
So if you connect with such a manner, then you can say a sugar industry is a comes under the cooperative sector, because synthetic textile industry, silk textile industry, it is generally they are large scale
Large scale.
Yeah,
large scale industries, and jute industry Of
Yes,
course,
so it's a
also, but
landscape.
and sugar industry has so many byproducts also.
Yes.
So why I said this comes under the recent news means here, recently we got a success in Chandrayaan 3. So Andhra Sugars in
Yeah.
Tanuku said they provide they started one byproduct, that is the fuel for rockets.
Yeah, with the help of molasses, I think
Molasses.
they'll take
So
it.
it's a byproduct of
Yes.
sugar industry.
Yeah.
It's a byproduct of sugar industry. So that means like sugar industry has so many byproducts, and it comes under the most of them are comes under the cooperative sectors only.
Yes.
So you can say the industry that is suited to the cooperative sector is sugar industry.
Sugar industry.
And mostly the sugar is seasonally cultivated.
Yeah, seasonally cultivated
So,
mostly, and farmers are taking major part of this.
yes,
Yeah.
and whatever the profits and loss are shared between the farmers only.
Yes, yes. Okay. This one is of course another kind of war of this one.
Austro-Prussian War.
Okay. Austro-Prussian War is related to here. Four options are given: unification of Germany, unification of Italy, French Revolution, and Glorious Revolution.
Yeah.
Okay, Hiranya madam.
So they need to understand what when was a war taken place. Okay, so is it related to which of the four given options? So
Okay.
is it related to the unification of Germany or Italy, or did it happen during the French Revolution or the Glorious Revolution?
Yeah.
So this is a war fought between Austria and Prussia
Yeah.
for the unification of Germany.
Okay.
So this is an event that led to the unification of Germany.
Yeah. So mostly after observation of all these questions, so maximum questions are focused on these First World War, Second War, different kinds
Important
of wars.
events in the world.
Yeah. Yes, yes.
Yes.
So this one as Austro-Prussian War is related to the unification of Germany.
Germany,
Yeah.
yes.
Now here when you see already we discussed, there are different kinds of questions they may ask it is.
Yes.
So by giving a map, from the map they
Yeah,
can ask
yeah,
the
yeah.
question. Maybe they may give from a pie diagram or a bar diagram.
Yes.
From
Yes.
the
Yes.
bar diagram they may ask the questions. There is a pictorial questions, that is generally data interpretation and data
data-related
analysis.
questions.
Data related questions.
Yes.
So sometimes they may give the match the following also they can ask in that one.
Yes.
Here some events are happens, so we have to arrange as in chronological order. Number of times we give and say that, so just prepare in a chronological order, then it is useful for you. So the question is purely based on a chronological order. Here arrange the following events related to French Revolution in chronological order. Here that is
Reign of Terror.
Reign of Terror, the tennis of court oath, and Vienna Congress,
Vienna Congress.
Declaration of Human Rights.
Human rights.
Yeah.
So
Brother Kumar
Yeah.
sir.
So here it is when we come across these type of the questions, as already earlier we have discussed that one, it is a remembering of very important incidents and the years, that one it is very important.
Yeah.
We have to arrange this one, it is you see every incident, like here it is we have the German Revolution, it is there. So what are the important incidents of this one, we have to arrange in a order. Even if you have the unification of Germany, it is there. That separate incidents we have to record it as a separate,
Yeah.
so that whereas we can do these type of the questions very well, it is there. So in the world historic, if we see, the French Revolution is one of the important turning point, it is
Okay.
because of it is the whereas for the establishment of the new type of the government, this one it is very important.
Okay.
So in this one several what are the things has taken the place in this one, it is. So the tennis court oath, that one it is which it is the first incident what it has
Okay. This is the
took
first
place.
one.
Yeah,
Okay.
first incident what that one took place, it is
Okay.
because of the common people, whereas they have taken the oath in the tennis court, so that is what this one it is named on the name of that one, it is there.
Okay.
Then the Declaration of Human Rights, that one has took place after this one, this what
Tennis
are
court
the
oath.
tennis
Yes.
court one, it is there. Then the next one it is the Region of
Reign of
terror.
Okay.
That one it is the next incident.
Okay.
And the last, that one it is the Vienna of Congress. That one which
Vienna Congress.
yes, which took place in 1815. This one has taken the place.
Okay.
So this is the order what we have. That one it is there.
Okay.
So it is B. Yes, it is D.
D, A, and
C.
C.
Yes. and
DDAC
C.
is the
DDAC is the answer.
correct answer.
Okay,
So,
that
option
is
C is the
option C
correct
is the
So-
correct
so,
answer for this
yeah,
one.
this
it
is the
there.
best example to us to hear the question is purely based on the chronological
Yes.
order. The question asked as arranged in a chronological
Yes.
order. So, this is very important for the different things happen historical events. You have to prepare the chronological order, then it is useful for you to prepare for the examination. So, we have a lot of things we have to discuss. But due to time factor, it's not possible to discuss all, but we gave a core idea to how to prepare for the examination, what kind of questions already given in the examination, how to prepare for it. We will discuss all this. Our panel experts Hiranya madam and sir are given a clear explanation about all these things. So, prepare well and prepare notes, because very few days are there. So, 29th is the examination. So, very few days, within 1-2 days you are going to receive your hall ticket also. So, admit cards. So, and be alert for examination, be confident, and the spontaneous response and presence of mind, analytical power, logical thinking, all these are the required qualities for any competitive examination. Even though it is a scholarship test, it is a competitive examination. So many people will write the examination, and only 1111 people will get the scholarship. So, that is a very important. So, time is also very important. Time management is also very important factor for the examination. We hope you will do best, all the best for the children on behalf of our panel experts. Yeah.
Kindly read the lessons thoroughly. Please do not go only question and answer and question and answer. So, if you read the lesson, understand the concept, however the question comes, you will be able to answer. So, all the best.
Key concepts are very important. You have to understand the key concepts. Based on that one, you can do well.
Yeah. So, keep all the suggestions made by the panel experts in our mind, and be confident to write the examination. Best of luck once again for all the aspirants who are writing this examination on behalf of TSAT. So, we will meet you on next day and tomorrow with general awareness and our general knowledge. Until then, namaste.